Hey guys, in 2000, Core Design released Tomb Raider 3 Gold, The Lost Artifact. It was the final Gold game to ever be released in the series and was a great add-on to Tomb Raider 3. It was made up of 6 levels and follows the meteorite story. I hope you enjoy my review. Highland Fling, the first level, takes place somewhere in Scotland. Lara's private helicopter drops her down and we're free to start exploring. The scenery is stunning and the sky looks incredible. Immediately, this level is far from linear and you can explore the first section in a variety of ways. A gigantic bridge seems to be the main focal point and you can take a dip in the water first or begin your way to the bridge utilizing Lara's range of moves. There are guards with guns that have gotten smarter. They'll take cover behind boxes to avoid gunfire, and it's fun coming up beside them and taking them out. There are a bunch of dogs on the loose and crows that'll keep you busy while you explore. Aside from sightseeing, there's quite a few traps and obstacles to keep us entertained. Fire burners, baddies, and about 1 billion gallons of quicksand. As far as weapons go, there's plenty of harpoons to collect and the MP5 gun is a must find. The overall objective of the level is to find a few thistle stone flowers to fit into the receptacles. It's a lot of fun searching through the fog and climbing and monkey swinging while we search every part of this level. There are a lot of awesome looking stone monuments all around the level and a couple rolling boulder traps too. My favorite part of the level is one of the timed doors, and we should score extra points for successfully locking out one of the guards. Near the end of the level, we come across some weird glowing blue goo that will burn Lara. At least we know we're headed in the right direction. If you like the Temple Ruins level in Tomb Raider 3, you're going to love the second level, Willard's Lair. It has the same look and feel as Temple Ruins, and is complete with a ton of traps. Get ready to outrun spike walls, rolling boulders, crumbling tiles, and a ton of falling rocks and other spike traps. This level is awesome for testing your skills, and a good challenge would be to see if you can do the entire level without saving once. As far as baddies go, there are more dogs and crows as well as guards. Another mini trap that always seems to get me are the spike walls with skeletons that whip out suddenly in front of you. You never know where they are, and Lara will take a good amount of damage if it catches you. Weapon-wise, if you look carefully, you will be able to find the shotgun and harpoon gun in this level, both of which are essential for the rest of the game. At one point in the level, Lara comes across a sign that says, "Abandon hope, all ye who enter here," but the room beyond doesn't quite live up to this warning. Towards the end of the level, Lara comes across some sort of a station filled with guards. Once you take them out, you'll get a good laugh when you see what they were busy doing on their computers. Overall, this level is quite challenging with the traps, and I enjoyed the library pressure pad puzzle as well. Again, we come across yet another radioactive stream to end the level. Before the third level, Shakespeare Cliff, begins, we get a shot of a newspaper clipping with the headline, "Mysterious goo may have caused the explosion." Another headline reads, "Repairs begin on tunnel," so we have a good idea where we're headed to next. Lara's had a change of wardrobe, and she's now in her classic Nevada outfit. We're outside, presumably the tunnel, and it definitely feels like the high-security compound level, as the guards with MP5s equipped with laser sights are roaming around. There are also new types of baddies, workers in orange jumpsuits holding wrenches. Once you venture into the building, there are a few rooms to explore, complete with various computer equipment, more baddies, and a few huge fan traps. There are a bunch of shootable grates in the walls which are worth exploring as well. In the center of one of the rooms is a massive drill and fire burner trap. Once you figure out how to get past it, we finally gain access to the tunnel. Everyone remember the Aldwych station? Same idea here, but the subway train is a little less threatening. The absolute best part of this level is when we stumble across a vacant orange and white quad bike that's a little too tempting to ignore. We're in for a big treat as we drive the quad out of the shed and jump the train. So much fun. After a little navigating, we arrive to the main section of the tunnel that's being worked on, and it's here where the exploring really begins. In Tomb Raider 3's Madhouse Gorge level, it was up to the player if you wanted to use the kayak or trek on foot for the level. The same sort of concept applies here, as you can continue to use the quad or explore without it. entire area is incredibly non-linear, and it's great fun exploring each level without falling into the pit of goo at the bottom. There are tons of traps, the pit itself, baddies, garbage cans with fire, and other long falls. There are a few cards we need to locate and even gain access to the drill to help clear a path for Lara. There are 2 different ways to end the level, which is pretty cool and overall a fun level. The 4th level, Sleeping with the Fishes, is extremely reminiscent from Tomb Raider 2's water levels. We're underwater in some sort of a base, and several divers with harpoon guns are lurking around. It's great fun exploring the base we're on, finding useful pickups, and taking out all of the baddies. Once you figure out how to get into the water, the challenges really begin. Strong water currents keep things interesting, and long swims test Lara's air supply. One really cool secret was being able to swim with some dolphins. This level is more linear than previous ones, but what keeps it challenging is figuring out how to open gates and doors to progress through the level. At one point, we've got to collect some circuit bulbs, which is a lot of fun, and if you take a look at the bottom of the water, you should be able to spot that weird goo. There are several underwater stations that we can explore, and as we get closer to the end of the level, we encounter some mutated crocodiles and bodies that are clearly experiments gone wrong. If you've been exploring carefully, you'll find the rocket launcher in this level, which is obviously a great find. Aside from collecting circuit bulbs, you need to locate some mutant samples, which is kind of neat, and we get another quick swim with a dolphin before the level ends. In the next level, it's a Madhouse. It looks like we've taken a big leap back into Tomb Raider 1 or 2 era with the graphics at the beginning. We're at the zoo, and before we enter, there's lots of exploring to do outside. There seems to be an abundance of shotgun shells laying around. Good for us, probably bad for the animals Lara's about to visit. Immediately, we're greeted by a couple white tigers that are just as nasty as the orange ones in Tomb Raider 3. Lara's also changed wardrobes once again, and this time she's in her black catsuit from the London levels. Once you've located the zoo key, we enter into a gigantic hedge maze, definitely one up from the one at Lara's house. It's fun exploring, and there are a lot of tigers that jump out unexpectedly. At one point, we enter into a room with a ton of bridges over a pool of water, housing a bunch of monkeys. One of them steals a key we're obviously after, so we've got no choice but to take him down. Anyone else feel slightly guilty for killing these guys? If they didn't steal what Lara needed, their little furball days wouldn't be over. Throughout this entire level, if you take the time to explore every corner and alcove, you'll be well rewarded with a variety of pickups. Aside from being at the zoo to sightsee, there's lots of traps you've got to overcome to continue through. There's one area with a bunch of walkways that are loaded with spike traps. There's also some monkey swinging to do, wall climbing, and a cool zip lining part as well. Remember those nasty piranha in India? In the center cage, there's a huge pool of water that's loaded with these guys. Lara's visit to the zoo is an interesting one. It's essentially a very tame version of the India levels. Also, I think the zoo is going to have to majorly restock after she's been through. The next area is an aviary that we can explore. The scenery looks awesome, and it's got a really cool layout. There's more water to avoid. By the way, I wonder how many birds turn into feasts for the piranha, and trees you can climb to jump around on. There are also tons of ammo pickups in the room, which makes me wonder about the safety of the zoo. All of the birds in the aviary essentially are piranha food when Lara enters, as they all try to attack her. Guess we now know why there's so much ammo laying around. It's the only way the zookeepers can safely enter. After you complete the aviary, we zipline outside and venture underground. The blue goo is back with more mutants, and the level ends when we use the artifact in an interesting way. The loading screen for the final level, Reunion, is a big giveaway. Sophia Lee from City is back. Since we completely fried her, I'm not sure how, but if Crystal Dynamics can bring Natla back 100 times, we'll go with it. This entire level is trapped with blue goo absolutely everywhere, and tons of gigantic rolling boulder traps. Add in swinging fire burners, invisible ledges, and baddies with torches, and we've got ourselves a good time. There are several rockets laying around, so make sure to pick those up. Once we meet up with Sophia Lee, she'll start hurling those energy shots at Lara. You've got to navigate the room while avoiding these, more boulder traps, and that gigantic hole with blue goo. There are tons of baddies too, so overall this is a fun and challenging ending level. Once you kill Sophia and retrieve the artifact, we're free to leave the blue goo behind for good. Once outside, a hot air balloon is waiting for Lara, and might I add, the scenery in the sky is absolutely stunning. And that's my review of Tomb Raider 3 Gold. As always, I hope you guys enjoyed it, and please let me know which level is your favorite. If you haven't already, please subscribe and follow me on Twitter.